Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and Special Prosecutor Jack Smith and his team of anti-Trump prosecutors, they've just been gobsmacked at the Supreme Court. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So this whole time on Trump's immunity appeal, we didn't know exactly what his argument was going to be. Was he going to narrow the scope? Was he going to say he's immune from X, Y, Z? Or was he going to go full board? Well, Trump's attorneys have filed their brief with the Supreme Court, and the people on CNN who were reporting this, they may as well have set their hair on fire. They were going so crazy. Trump has argued for absolute immunity for what he did regarding presidential actions during his time as president. Now, this narrow scope of absolute immunity, I can get behind if it's about presidential actions, because otherwise you would have Obama being prosecuted for drone strikes that targeted American citizens in the Middle East. They were terrorist American citizens, but still, it's an extrajudicial killing. Imagine if he was prosecuted for that. Imagine if presidents were prosecuted for decisions they make in the heat of war. But you can't have that. It would cripple the presidency. The same token, you can't have absolute immunity from everything, because then you'd have a dictator and not a president. So it's a narrow scope, actually, of absolute immunity, but that's not how CNN treated it when they reported on it. I want you to watch this video and let me know what you think. Should Trump win this case at the Supreme Court? Do you think it's dangerous if he does? Do you think it's dangerous if he doesn't? Let me know. Also, as I always and ever, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.
Today, the former president of the United States asked the Supreme Court for absolute immunity from charges connected to his attempt to overturn the election he lost. Not granting him that, he warned, would be, quote, the end of the presidency as we know it. Continuing from his brief, quote, as the recent history of impeachment demonstrates, once our nation crosses this Rubicon, every future president will face de facto blackmail and extortion while in office and will be harassed by politically motivated prosecution after leaving office over his most sensitive and controversial decisions. Now, we should point out here that this has never happened to a former president before this one, and there's no evidence it's happening now to him. Yet, that dubious idea, which a lower court unanimously rejected, is now central to a sweeping invitation for the court to set precedent for generations to come. A call for overturning the common sense notion that no president is beyond accountability, something the founders certainly believed, and 2 centuries later, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell gave as his reason for not holding the former president accountable after January 6th.
We have a criminal justice system in this country. We have civil litigation. And former presidents are not immune from being accountable by either one.
Well, unless, of course, this former president gets what he wants from the Supreme Court. More on all this now from CNN's Evan Perez, who joins us now. So what stands out in this filing, Evan?
Well, Anderson, this is designed to appeal to the conservative justices who have this expansive view of the power of the presidency. I'll read you just a part of what the Trump lawyers say in this filing. They say a former president enjoys absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for his official acts. Criminal immunity arises directly from the executive vesting clause and the separation of powers. They go on to say that the impeachment judgment clause reflects the founders' understanding that only a president convicted by the Senate after impeachment could be criminally prosecuted. Of course, obviously, Anderson, that is referring directly to that.